Good morning, guys. Today is April 19, 2021. Today is Monday, and as well, it's an asynchronous class. Again, I would like to extend my apologies due to the power interruption that happened last meeting. Again, I'm sorry if I was not able to call other names during our discussion. I was really looking forward to hearing more voices last time, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened. Basta nawala ng kuryente. Anyhow, do a bit of a recap. What we had last meeting were, ano nga ba yung mga topics na yun? We had two eh. We had the four approaches. We have, syempre, about the subject matter, mimetic. We have about the artist, which is expressive. About the audience, which is pragmatic. And lastly, about the form or the structure, which is aesthetic. So, we started studying or at least discussing the four approaches from the perspective of the audience kasi yun yung mas na-appreciate natin, di ba? So, you would find out if you are mimetic, if most of your um, Spotify history is all about rock, K-pop, um, OPM, love songs, mga ganon. So, those are genre-based playlists. So, same with our movie or TV show experience. This is more apparent with Netflix kasi with TV shows na nasa local channels, you won't be able to assess, di ba? Kasi walang history. Whereas with Netflix, with HBO Go, or any platforms, you can easily check how or what you've seen so far, di ba? With YouTube, you can go to your liked videos kung ano yung mga na-like or thumbs up nyo, or what channels are you subscribed at, di ba? Alam, madaling makita. Unlike with local channels, unlike with cable even. So, that's being mimetic. Expressive, syempre, you are loyal, faithful to a particular artist or creator. Um, for K-pop fans out there, it's apparent when you see a K-pop fanatic kasi they have the merch, di ba? They have the merchandise, yung mga trinkets that has the name, the faces, or the label of their beloved K-pop band or K-pop artist, di ba? So, doon pala madali makita, madali ma-distinguish. Unlike before, um, the only way you can show your kahit paano loyalty is when you watch their concert if they're around, buy their CDs or cassettes, or even have a poster. That's it. When you collect CDs, syempre, very general yon, di ba? Pero, if you have other merch like what we have right now, I don't know where it started. One Direction ata. Yung mga merchandise na. So dati it was just plain cartoon shows. Saturday cartoon shows. X-Men, Spider-Man, G.I. Joe. Yun yung may mga merchandising na nagaganap. So that's why they push the cartoons, they push the movies to make merchandise for for kids, toys, iba-ibang variants, 'di ba? Batman alone, isang tao lang si Batman pero ang dami niyang versions, 'di ba? Yung costumes niya iba-iba. But nowadays, even K-pop stars, may sarili na merchandising yan. May Funko Pop. Um, Speaking of Funko Pop, sino dito ang mga K-pop fanatics na may Funko Pop na either either celebrities? That's an expensive collection. Oo, sobrang mahal mag ano eh, mag-invest sa Funko Pop. 'Di ba? You usually have the stationaries, posters, CDs, stickers, I think. Meron pa rin yata stickers. Pero Funko Pop is the legit expensive collection memorabilia nowadays. I wish to have a Funko Pop ni ano nga eh, ni Deadpool pero it's really expensive. So Enough na sa'kin mag-download ng torrent. Walang bayad. Anyhow, for those K-pop fanatics out there, um, again, this is asynchronous, pero if ever lang you would like to share your craziness or your memorabilias or collections, feel free to chime in or to join in ha, pag ano, if you can. Okay. So, that's expressive. Yung mga taong ganon, di ba, mga nagko-collect ng mga specific memorabilia ng isang banda, ng isang artist, yun. It shows how you approach art. That expressive nga ikaw, or at least you use the expressive approach to arts. The third one is syempre the pragmatic. Ito yung we mistake these people na walang taste or na gaya-gaya lang or sabay sa uso. But really, it's how their brain works eh. So you can't really fault them for liking a specific genre, a specific bandwagon, 'di ba? So, gano'n. Ito yung mga tipo ng tao na kung ano yung uso, 'di ba? Right now, for movies, we have the MCU series, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Bridgerton. Ito, yung mga walang hilig sa MCU. Ayan, I would like to kahit paano flex my Netflix game. Yan, we have Bridgerton, we have New Amsterdam. What else is around on Netflix right now? Yun, for animes, you have Your Name, Weathering with You. Ano pa ba? Mga gano'n, 'di ba? Kung ano yung uso, 'yan, para silang chop suey, para silang fruit salad, halo-halo. Pero that's what makes them unique, 'di ba? Kasi adaptable sila, flexible in the sense na kung ano yung uso, they don't. Hello, Jerry. Okay, napindot lang siguro. Pero yeah, yun. Hello, Jerry, Aaron, Shira, Miss Biddle, Jasmine, Joselito, James, Rian? Am I pronouncing it right? Is it Rian or Ryan? Girl, sagot.
Hello sir, Rian po.
Rian. Oh, yan. Tama naman pala. Pero may putol pala. Okay, Rian. Sorry. Hello, Ray. Welcome, John Bredan Lim, our newcomer. So again, John, if you have any difficulties managing or navigating the um, your classroom, you can reach out to either Miss Patricia Cardona or Mr. Nathaniel Leonin. Sila yung bidders natin. So, whatever help you need, if you cannot or if you don't want to reach out to me, you can go talk to your classmates. Okay? Who else is here? Joey and yun lang. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
uh, going back, um that's pragmatic for you. 'Di ba? Flexible sila in the sense na they can appreciate anything you throw at them. 'Di ba? So, very, ano ba? Very scattered yet very enticing kumbaga sa yung kanilang taste in music, taste in architecture, sculpture, movies, or even books, 'di ba? So, one time you're watching horror films with them, the next they're crying over The Notebook or A Walk in the Clouds or Four Sisters in the Wedding. Mga ganun. So, halo-halo. Yan, just don't be surprised na ganun ka-eclectic yung taste nila. That's what happens if you're pragmatic. Lastly, for aesthetic, it's basically, you're attracted to a certain talent or a certain trait nila outside of their industry. Singers sila, pero gusto mo sila dahil maganda. That's basically aesthetic. Painting, you don't care if it's an abstract, renaissance. All you care about is it looks good. That's basically aesthetic. Diba? Acting or actors or actresses, 'di ba? Same with Hindi sila magaling umarte, 'di ba? But they damn look good, 'di ba? My example was Elena Darna. Who else looks good? Nagay naman para fair. Yeah, we have who's the new beau of of Elena Darna? Sino nga yung bagong jowa niya na magpapakasal na kaagad sila mga abnormal?
Si Derek Ramsey po,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you. Thank you, Nathan. Yeah, so Derek Ramsey he's another good-looking creature, 'di ba? Um I don't know if he really ah hindi ko masabi kasi kung magaling siya umarte. Kasi laging stereotype yung ano niya yung character niya eh. Laging from the US, laging rich, 'di ba? So you can't really say if he acts well kasi laging tailor fit sa kanya yung roles eh. Unlike what we have Bea Alonso na kahit anong roles ibigay mo, yan, she can do it well, di ba? With Derek, laging same eh. Laging pa parang boy next door yung dating, ganun-ganon, mayaman, or from Tate. Laging ganun yung characters niya sa mga pelikula niya. Sino ba yung kahit pa paano okay. You can name drop a few, yung mga local celebrities natin if you want. I can name drop a lot sa foreign or sa Hollywood. Pero sa local, medyo hirap ako dun. Alden Richards. Is Alden Richards your kind of aesthetic or your kind of expressive? Para magkaalaman na kung sino dito ang fan ni Alden or sino ang hater ni Alden dito. At lahat po sila ay walang pake kay Alden Richards. Okay, RIP Alden. Hello Miss Beadle.
Sir, ako nung hindi pa siya na-prepare kay Catherine, for me aesthetic siya, yung kay Main pa lang siya nung
Oo.
album.
Oo,
Pero
kay
kasi
Yaya Dab pa lang.
nalabas yung talent niya po dun sa film nila ni Catherine na parang, ay may side pa lang ganito si Alden. Which is
That's
very
basically
shocking
Hello,
po.
Love, Goodbye, di ba? Tama?
Yes po.
Oo. So, nakita yung range ni Alden doon, or at least na-feature doon. Tama, di ba? Same with Catherine. Okay. Thank you for mentioning that, Patricia. Kasi with Catherine, being stuck with her original love team, which is, sino nga yun? Daniel Padilla ba? O yun, parang lahat ng
Yes po, sir.
lahat ng roles na inaasa nila sa love team nila. So, whatever roles, laging may love team sila. And, kaya parang their acting chops became backseat or secondary lang. Ang importante yung love team lagi. Kaya na-overshadow. Whereas when they were paired with an opposing networks celebrity or actor or actress, parang dun lumabas yung range. Kasi 'di ba you're not expecting anything from a couple na parang or from a pair na from opposite poles, 'di ba? Or opposite stations. Parang walang chemistry. So, yung chemistry nila doon, hindi niya in-overshadow yung acting skills ng dalawa. Whereas, lalo niyang, kahit paano parang lalong na-emphasize, lalong na-enhance, or lalong nag-emerge yung galing nila sa pag-arte. Whereas, when I watch them individually with their own official love teams, parang ang cheap nila parang tignan. Sorry for those people who are, ano yun? Kath, Kathniel fanatics. Sorry, I don't mean any any ill character sa mga idols nyo. But really, 'di ba? Um you cannot really appreciate one's talent unless ilabas sila dun sa personal or sa original habitat nila or sa original environment nila, 'di ba? So, yun nga having paired with a celebrity from a different station, parang they were on their own, 'di ba? Parang yung kailangan nilang to to really up the ante sa pag-arte nila, which proved well, 'di ba? Yun, Alden Richards has garnered awards before naman. Pero it really shined nung Hello Love Goodbye, and since then parang na-rekindle yung kahit paano trust ko kay Alden to really show his talent. 'di ba? Kasi nung dumating si Maine parang nawala yung mga Best Actor awards niya, eh. Parang naging ano na sila, parang naging afternoon show ano lang, celebrity. Same with, Kathniel, Catherine Bernardo. Yung mga Kathniel movies sila, I have them. Hindi naman ako sobrang hater. I have them on Netflix. I have them on my hard drive. Kahit paano, they were good naman. Pero not as great as yung experience na pinerform ni Catherine on her own as compared nung she has to rely with her yun partner kay Daniel Padilla. So yun, it was great. It was something na I I I did not expect. Kasi the reason why I watched what do you call that? Hello Love Goodbye was because we just came from Hong Kong nung pinalabas yon. Tapos, and siyempre, parang the our vacation was great and people from Hong Kong are really nice. So parang it was fun to watch something na kakapunta nyo lang doon or kakagaling nyo lang doon. Tapos we get to point out yung mga locations na, ay, doon tayo galing. Nanggaling na ako doon. Nakakain ako dito. Wala lang. Pero I did not expect the actors or actresses there to really perform, which they did, kaya nakakatuwa. Wala lang, parang breaking the mold, ika nga. So that is our first topic last week, which is the approaches to arts, diba? Or the four relationships to studying or appreciating arts, diba? Ang haba, kaya approach na lang yung tawag natin. Okay? The second one is, syempre, the functions of arts. This is how we use arts, 'di ba? Or how art is intended for us. 'Di ba? Marami tayong purposes or marami tayong functions. In this case, sineparate natin ang functions from purposes pero basically sila naman din sila. So we have five. For functions of arts, we have appreciative function. It teaches us how to appreciate people better. 'Di ba? For those people who have jowas here, crushes here. Let's have Nathan. Nathan, do you have a love life right now?
Yes, sir.
Ay, congrats. Academically and ano ba? Ah, sa academics and sa love life panalo. Okay, so
Sapat
um
lang, sir.
sapat lang. Okay,
Medyo alanganin yung
how
isa.
sige, ay gano'n? Andito ba? Andito ba?
Wala po, wala po.
Okay, akala ko
Hindi
dito
po ako
sayang
nag-ano ng blockmate.
papash okay.
Delikado po yun, sir.
Okay, okay. Akala ko nandi-discriminate ka lang. Okay, tama 'yun. It's better to play safe, 'di ba, sa ibang school
Yes, sir.
or ibang college at least, 'di ba?
Yes.
Okay. So, you having a love life, how do you show your appreciation to your loved one? Example
Ano,
lang,
sir,
ano yung mga previous na nagawa mo o ano?
ano kasi, sir, parang it's been difficult since yung love language ko is, um, body, ano yun, physical
Physicality,
touch.
oo.
Yes, yes, sir. And ano yun, sobrang struggle yun this pandemic talaga. So you have to resort to
Oo.
things na available. Yung kuwari pag ako po, ang ginagawa ko whenever, ano po, I try to ship yung sa Shopee po, I surprise him with gifts lalo na nung birthday niya, tsaka nung Valentine's. Kasi po
Yes.
kahit po time wala din po ako, to each other po. Kasi parehas po kaming ACADS na ano talaga laban po. Kaya
Hmm.
gano'n na lang pong paraan.
Tama 'yun. Again, we make do of what we have right now, with the pandemic,
Sir.
especially with your love language na physicality, 'di ba? I don't know about him, ano ba siya? Physicality rin
Um,
or mental?
Hindi ko na po alam, sir, di ko na rin kilala. Pero
How
po
do you
ako
come
before
together ba?
pandemic, ano, sir, it's been a year and 4 months.
Oh, pandemic couple?
Grade 12 po before pandemic.
Gano'n na rin yun kasi the gist of your 1 year is done under the
Yes, sir.
pandemic na yan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's
Oo,
been more of a struggle than ano talaga,
mm.
than happiness.
Oo. Well, as long as you're still together, 'di ba? You've passed the test of time, ika nga. Although I'm hoping that this pandemic will only be hanggang ditong 2021 na lang kasi I cannot bear another year with the pandemic. Pero yan, hopefully, yun nga, we can go back to yun. Yeah, most especially you are to look forward to a different life na after this, 'di ba? You have a love life na tas yun, you both of you are really kahit paano yun nga sa academics you're really yeah, academic game nyo is really strong pareho kayo. So yun, it will be fun to watch na we're back to face tapos yun, you'll be maintaining your relationship, 'di ba? With the both of you being very very academically inclined. Mas may
Thank you,
challenge siya.
sir.
Uh, so yun,
Opo.
when you appreciate someone, 'di ba? You make do of what you can do, 'di ba? Sa pandemic na to, 'di ba? Yan, yung just buying or just surprising someone with a Shopee purchase, 'di ba? Bigla lang magde-deliver sa kanila. Tapos hindi nila alam kung ano yun o kung kaninong galing, 'di ba? Bottom line, malalaman naman nila kung kanino galing. Pero, 'di ba, it's still a surprise na may mag-doorbell, tapos may magde-deliver sa kanilang package, parang ganun. So yeah, 'pag gano'ng kasimpleng bagay, you appreciate or you know how to appreciate that person, 'di ba? Um, at least na-mention pala ni Nathan yung love language niya. Let's see. Yan, na-mention niya na physicality siya. Let's Google the different love languages kasi iba't iba tayo. And yan, para at least other people in this conference can tell din what kind of love language they have. Asan ba yun? Nabasa ko na dati yan eh. May listahan lang. Ayoko na yung mga test. Gusto ko lang yung listahan lang. Okay, so this one. Yan. The 5 types of love language. We have physical touch or the physicality. The quality time. Again, basta magkasama lang sila, chill na sila, and for that person, good na yun. Words of affirmation. So, yun, andun yung mga sweet or flowery words na magaling talkies. Talkies siya or talker siya eh. Diba? Acts of service. So, yan, for Nathan, di ba, yung physicality niya, he converts to acts of service. So, yan, he was able to provide, kahit paano, show his love for his boyfriend through kahit yung Shopee deliveries lang, di ba? Kasi walang physical touch ngayon eh. 'Di ba? Kahit mag-physical touch ka, you will kahit paano you will run the chance of yun, either passing on the virus kung meron ka or at least acquiring the virus kung meron man yung ibang tao, 'di ba? So, this to be safe, yun nga, he converted his physical touch type of love language to acts of service, 'di ba? That's great. So, yun yung appreciation. Kasi if you don't know how to appreciate other loved one, friends, 'di ba? You cannot change this, 'di ba? Physical touch wala tayong bawal lang mag-ano eh. Bawal lang hindi pwedeng mag-distancing, 'di ba? So you're not showing your appreciation to that person, 'di ba? Kasi you're just being stubborn. Okay? How about the rest? Those people who are free to talk lang, what are your love languages? Siyempre, pag sinagot niyo yung love language niyo, meaning may love life kayo ngayon. So, yeah. Okay, Andre. Hello, Andre.
Hi sir, good morning po.
Good morning. May jowa? I forgot to ask you last time or hindi ko matandaan kung natanong ko natin.
Sir, nag-brown out.
Oo nga. So, ano, may jowa? Wala.
Meron po.
Okay. So, yan. What's your love language?
Sir, my love language is quality time and acts of service po.
Ay, taray. Hindi ko alam kung ikaw yung sugar mommy o ano. Bakit?
Sir,
Bakit
sugar mom.
Bakit acts of service? Kasi with
Wala.
with Nathan understandable kasi yung he changed his physical touch to acts of service kasi nga pandemic. In your case, nasabi mo talaga na acts of service ka eh. So, with or without the pandemic, may acts of service ka. Bakit?
Sir, kasi hindi naman po ano, yung for me, 'pag acts of service po, 'di naman po meaning na parang yung binibigay mo is always like material things. Ako po kasi I find myself na ma-effort po, pero in a way na parang mahilig ako magbigay ng letters, gano'n.
Mm,
So,
mm, mm.
para kasing sa'kin po valuable yung letter, parang you have something to keep. Lalo na kapag ngayon po hindi pa nakakapagkita masyado dahil po sa pandemic, parang may babalikan ka or you have something to read 'pag nami-miss mo yung tao, gano'n.
Okay, okay. Okay, so, um, quality time kasi and acts of service, lalo na yun nga, parang, I think for quality time, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical eh, di ba?
Yes
Pwedeng
po,
nagka-chat lang kayo or video call lang kayo the entire time. That's
opo.
yung mga taong quality time ang love language, para sa kanila enough na yun eh, di ba?
Yes,
Ngayon, where is your, ano, your significant other? Yung SO mo, taga saan?
LDR po kami, sa Cavite siya.
Girl, ngayong pandemic kahit magkapit-bahay kayo, LDR na rin.
Hindi sir, kasi hindi ko nakakatakas, eh, charot.
Ayun lang. Of course, of course. Ganun talaga. Again, it's better to be safe than
Yes,
sorry. Lalo na with the technology, 'di ba? It's basically you're just a room away in the thing, 'di ba? You can video
yes sir.
call. Yun lang. Again, you don't have physical touch like Nathan. Parang ganun pa rin naman yung ano, yung buhay nyo. Hindi nga lang kayo makapag-date, 'di ba? Yun lang.
Yes po.
Okay, so ayan, again we have Nathan na he converted his physical touch love language to acts of service. Si Andre naman sadyang may acts of service. So siguro ito si Andre yung tipong gumagawa ng mga collage-collage na ano, ng mga letter, yung parang hostage letter, yung mga ganun, yung mga parang ginugupit-gupit pa nila yung font, tama ba?
Hindi
Hindi naman.
naman sir, handwritten lang.
Andre na lang. Kala ko yun yung mga tipong parang pang-ransom. Okay, so that's great, 'di ba? Maganda talaga 'pag ano, yung pag may love life, alam mong they know or at least they are learning to appreciate people. Yun nga, pabor kay Andre that she has quality time and acts of service, none of which yung pinagdadaanan ni Nathan, which is physicality, 'di ba? So, yan, medyo good si Andre doon. But Andre, do you know the love language of your boyfriend?
Yes po.
Ano yun?
Um, words of affirmation,
Mm.
tsaka po ano sir, quality time din po.
Okay, good. So at least both of you hindi hirap sa ano sa pandemic. Wala nga lang ano, walang dates nga lang pero at least 'di ba, words of affirmation, you can do it in chat, video call, voice calls, kaya pa rin naman. And quality time, yeah, parang ano rin naman. Parang sa'yo rin na yun, enough na magkasama kayo, magka-chat kayo or magka-video call,
Yes.
gano'n. So medyo you got it easy at least for your relationship unlike kay Nathan. And for the rest of the students here na physicality yung love language nila. Medyo mahirap-hirap yun. But yeah, if you can do away with a different love language, kahit hindi yun yung nakasanayan nyo, that's showing appreciation, di ba? Yun, the study of arts helps you to become more appreciative to things, di ba? Not just people, but to objects, to your situation, di ba? Yan, I really appreciate the kind of situation that I have, except during the brownout na kahit anong ganda ng technology meron ako, kahit anong okay yung gadget ko, wala magagawa sa brownout. Kasi may gadget man ako, may battery man, wala namang internet connection, di ba? So parang that's the most effed up situation that I have during the pandemic. Pero otherwise, yun, I really appreciate what I have right now. Mga simpleng bagay, di ba? Right now, I get to spend more time with my family. I get to spend more time with what I love doing. Syempre dati, yeah, meron tayong commutes to and from work or to and from school, 'di ba? I do photography during my commute eh. But I cannot do it now. So what I did is, yeah, I got to focus my energy to doing something else like learning photography kasi dati I had an SLR tapos I preferred mobile phone to SLR kasi that I'm getting old, ayoko ng mabibigat na camera. But now I'm studying mirrorless camera photography. So yun yung smaller than an SLR but heavier than a digicam. So yung in between, mas high-tech sila pero hindi kasing bigat ng SLR pero hindi kasing gaan ng digicam or ng point and shoot. So, yun, parang that's how I converted my energy to studying photography or studying a different format ng photography. Yan. Instead of mobile phone, we're in point and shoot ka lang dyan. Ngayon, ayun, I do ISOs, exposures, pero iba pa rin pag may lens kang ano eh, minomodify or ginagalaw eh. So, yun, I was able to, yan, like Nathan, converting one function to another, diba? So, I tried to make use of this pandemic. So, na-appreciate ko siya. Diba? Kahit na hindi ako nakakalabas ng bahay for a year, hindi na ako although I cut my own hair, pero hindi na ako nagugupit ng buhok kahit na hindi ako nagpapagupit talaga sa labas. Just to feel the pandemic lifestyle or pandemic hairstyle. Yun, hindi na rin ako nagugupit masyado ng buhok ngayon. So, I was able to grow my hair long. Well, nakisabay. Yun yung ano, yun yung what do you call that? Aesthetic. Nakikisabay sa uso or kung ano yung uso ngayon na look, di ba? What else? Yun, I get to appreciate what I have. Yun nga, despite na-mention kong gadgets during the blackout. Yun, for mobile phone, I have a Vivo phone. It's a Vivo V19 Neo. It's a 2020 phone na natabunan na kaagad ng panahon kasi nag-release sila ng sunod-sunod na models. Pero this phone is really good. This phone is actually my preferred go-to compared to my iPhone 11 Pro Max. Kasi that's how much I appreciated this phone. Very well-rounded tong phone. Um, it's very magaan and it's very affordable or very economical na hindi ka manghinayang kung nabagsak, nasira or whatnot or nagasgasan. Compared to my 11 Pro Max na parang takot akong gamitin dahil sa sobrang mahal niya. Although hindi ko binili yan, binigay lang pinamana lang sa akin. Pero mas prefer ko yung binili ko sa sarili kong pera. So yun, appreciation. We appreciate things that we already have differently kasi yung appreciation nyo, it's a new experience eh. Even if you had that object, that person for a long time, pag natuto kang mag-appreciate better, kunyari, ngayon ka lang natuto mag-appreciate ng deeper, yung mga existing objects nyo, you will look at it in a different light. Yung boyfriend or girlfriend nyo, you will appreciate them more or at least better, diba? Dahil sa newfound appreciation skill nyo. Ganun. Okay? The next function that we had last time was communicative and expressive. When you start appreciating or studying arts, it's not just you become more knowledgeable, you become more kahit paano well-rounded when it comes to arts, whether movies yan, kahit trivial stuff, movies, TV shows, ano yung latest na music ngayon or bagong sumisikat na K-pop group, hindi lang doon nagtatapos yun. Why? The more you become more acquainted with these new things, the more you get to learn how to appreciate better. Diba? If I am to ask you guys now, or siguro last week when we started, um, how, Andre, how do you appreciate your boyfriend? Or can you describe how fascinated you are with your boyfriend? O same question for Nathan, ganun kunyari. O kaya describe lang. Kunyari, how will you describe your boyfriend, Andre, Nathan? Tapos sasabihin ni Andre lang, "Matanggad po, mabait," ganun lang, 'di ba? The mere fact that you cannot really describe your loved one shows your lack of appreciation. And siyempre, yung comm skills natin or communication skills natin, very shallow pa. Whereas if you are used to appreciating arts, nyari, paano mo i-describe yung movie na to? Let's go back to Pat. Pat, sige, we were talking about Hello, Love, Goodbye. Describe the movie in as few words as possible.
Sir, for me, unexpected. At the same time, holy grail siya. Kasi, di ba pag love team, parang palaging best friend to enemies yung kwento, ganyan. Tas may
Ah.
kabet, ganon. Pero, yung sa kanila kasi, sir, di ba parang more of improving yourself and at the same time, including yung partner mo. Feeling ko yun yung kulang na atake sa mga Filipino films. Yung ipakita yung growth ng isang individual rather than growing with the help of others. Kasi parang ang ganda nung character development nung kay Alden tsaka nung kay Catherine. Parang
Individually, di ba?
kitang
Oo.
opo sir, parang kitang-kita mo talaga na ito yung reality ng isang relationship, gano'n. Na hindi laging kailangan mo ng gabay ng partner mo to grow. Parang gano'n sir.
Mm. Parang ramdam na ramdam ko na walang boyfriend si Patricia. Patricia, may boyfriend ka ba?
Sir, wala pero committed po.
Oh, taray! Okay. Sige. 'Di ba, yes, Nathan.
Sir, ask ko lang po yun sa attendance kasi po
Sige.
inabanggit po doon, kailangan po ba dalawa yung sagutan doon or kahit isa lang po
No, no,
sa
sorry, isa
mga
lang, isa lang.
question?
Isa lang.
Opo, sir. Opo. Sige po,
Okay.
clarify ko lang po. Thank you, sir.
So, yun, 'di ba? With the very elaborate description of Patricia regarding the movie Hello, Love, Goodbye, 'di ba you know that she really appreciated the movie, 'di ba? Or at least she appreciated what the production film wanted to convey. It's not just about telling the story, but rather, yun, telling individual story. Hindi siya love life or hindi siya love team talaga eh. Parang again, as I mentioned, love team took a backseat to personal character developments or personal journeys nung dalawa. 'Di ba? So, yun, the way Patricia described it or elaborated on what she felt towards the movie shows how much she appreciated the movie. And in connection, she was able to communicate it well. Okay? So that's where our second function comes in. Even if you don't know the right language, um grammar, kahit hindi kahit kulang ka sa words. Actually, this is the problem with comm students or English majors, 'di ba? They know the subject verb agreement, they know the right pronunciation, enunciation, lahat na ng Asian, but they don't know what they are talking about. That's the real problem. Whereas other people, tayong non or at least kayong mga non-English majors, you may not know the right words pero you know very well the right things to say. Yung basic words, which is more important as a communicator. It's not important how broad your vocabulary is, but rather how well you can communicate it to that person or to that other person. Like for example, me being a former English professor, when we went um, to Japan, I talked to the receptionist, the front desk receptionist, and asked her for our room. Diba? Siyempre, in fluent straight English yon, diba? Tapos, siyempre, flexing. Kasi hindi ako naintindihan nung front desk. She's Japanese, of course. So, tas yun, my wife came, tapos siya yung nag-explain in Baroque English. Tas with hand gestures and all. Tas mas naiintindihan siya nung front desk. Tas, yun, bottom line, mas mabilis kaming nakapag-check-in sa room as compared nung ako yung kumausap na, yun nga, very fluent, very maganda pa yung mga um, yung diction ko. Sa syempre may konting twang. hindi na-appreciate nung Japanese. Whereas yung wife ko na yung nagsalita, ang ganda ng pagkakasabi niya. Hindi naman maganda yung pagkakadeliver, pero maganda siya in the sense na mas naintindihan siya kumpara sa akin. So that's basically how communication works. It's not just yun, the right pronunciation, better grammar, better vocabulary. It's not about that, but how well you can communicate or express yourself talaga. Diba? So, ganun. So, whether you came from the barrios, the provinces na hindi common gumamit ng English language, again, let that let that be, or let that not be your hindrance to communicating well with others. Again, good communicators doesn't rely on the language alone, but rather how well you can deliver the message. Again, um, the medium is the message. Okay, so hindi importante yung pronunciation. At the long run, ang importante is kung naintindihan ka talaga ng tao. Okay, so yun. When you start appreciating, or when you start studying or learning arts, whether photography, film, even TikTok videos, pwede siyang gawing art form, you will improve your communication skills. Hindi man lang yung grammar or yung vocabulary nyo, but you will be able to express yourself a lot better. Diba? Hindi yung tipong, okay, describe your crush. Gusto ko tall, dark, and handsome. Hindi na ganun. Anong gusto mo sa crush mo? Gusto ko yung deep. Gusto ko yung tipong pag wala kaming pera, we can go to fishball stands and eat kwek-kwek, or, di ba? Pumunta ng fishball stand pero kwek-kwek yung kinain. Pero parang ganun. You can elaborate more just because of arts, or just because you get to appreciate more or learn more about arts, di ba? Parang in, mukha siyang ang hirap i-connect, pero once you really appreciate arts, you watch a lot of movies, you get to appreciate more things, diba? Music, even the celebrities or the content creators. You will find yourself a lot more effective, or to be a lot more um, effective in communicating with them or with people. The third function is imaginative and creative. So, again, because you are absorbing creativity from creators, or from singers, from composers, from artists, you, in the other hand, will learn how to be creative yourself. Diba? Yan, we have Andre na, yun, she prefers showing her appreciation by creating things, not just buying. Diba? So, that's how she showed her appreciation sa boyfriend niya. And, yeah, by creating something, kahit yung mga simpleng bagay, even if you're, sabi natin kuripot ka, pero you can create, you can do creations by using your imagination, by, making use of your creativity, then, di ba, yung mga tipong 100 pesos na ginastos mo doon can become priceless, di ba? Can become more valuable than how you spent it. Same with Nathan, yung lack of physicality, he was able to make use of other aspect, di ba? Yung long distance services like Grab, like Shopee, Lazada, 'di ba? He can still show his appreciation sa boyfriend niya, 'di ba? That still shows creativity or imagination. Um, how else can I don't want to make use of imagination and creativity for love life lang. Pero how else can you make use of creativity, or how else can you show, or at least find that you are being creative talaga in your craft? Diba? You guys, tourism students, eventually tourism specialists, in the long run, whether connected to your industry or not, paano nyo magagamit yung creativity nyo? Whether sa industry or not, or sa family even. Ako, for example, yun nga, naging work from home na since 2020, or 2020. Since 2020, although pareho lang naman yun. Since 2020, I started working from home, and I was trying to teach the household or everyone here to start working remotely rin. Diba? So, I have this app. Again, I did not create it, or I did not discover this, but rather I I I appreciated certain apps on our desktop, on our iPads, wherein you can work remotely. So all we had to do was turn on, or someone turn on the computer at the office. May mag-on lang nun. Tapos you can actually work on your computer remotely. Di ba? So, um, it's common. We have TeamViewer, pero I use a different app. It's called Jump. Whereas I can make use of how many computers do I have on my account? I have around 11 computers where I can connect just using my phone or my mobile desktop. Kaya nung nasa burial ako, I was using a small laptop, really small. It's 7-inch laptop na I can access files from my desktop or from my laptop here at home. Diba? So, that shows creativity. Hindi ka man techie, pero you can be creative pa rin in working. Diba? You don't know Photoshop, you don't know InDesign, you have Canva. Diba? That's still creativity. That's still using your imagination. Ibang platform lang yung ginagamit nyo. Okay? Next is therapeutic. So therapy, heartbreaks, disappointments. Ayan, pag meron kayong personal issues with a family member, yan, art can be therapeutic. You listen to a particular song, watch a movie, watch a Netflix film, 'di ba? Some people nga lang have this tendency to nourish or to nurture their pain. Sinong ganon dito? Di ba, kunyari, heartbroken. Kunyari lang, si Rian, heartbroken. Instead of watching a feel-good movie, instead of listening to a feel-good music, mas pinapakinggan niya yung mga sawi songs or sawi movies. Yung nurture nila yung pain. Di ba? Sino yung ganon dito? I would just like to know your idea. Although I think I've heard the same response naman last time, or at least yeah, the last time. Sino yung ganun talaga dito? Gusto ko lang malaman. May nag-explain last time na, I don't know, I forgot who that was. Pero gusto ko lang mag-get pa rin yung idea of you listening to that kind of music, that kind of film during, yun, when you're sad, when you're angry, when you're, yun, resentful. Sino mga ganun dito? And why? Hello, Marcus. Pre, go.
Hello sir, good afternoon po.
Good afternoon.
So, yung experience ko sir, ano po grade 11 po ako nun tapos nag-break po kami ng ex ko. Like, ano po, ano po siya sir, ang tawag dito. Ano po, ang tawag doon?
Tao ba siya?
Opo, tao po siya,
Okay,
pero
okay.
ano po, ang tawag dito, through music po kasi sir na ganun, parang nabe-burst out niyo po yung feelings niyo about sa nararamdaman niyo in a certain person. Tapos po, ayun po, habang nakikinig po ako ng music na yun sir, umiiyak po ako para po akong baliw.
Pero after listening to that, after crying out your sorrow, did you feel better?
Ano po, sa ganung way po sir, opo. Parang mas comfortable po ako sa ganun.
Talagang kailangan mo talaga i-nurture yung pain para mailabas mo, hindi pent up ganon.
Opo. Kasi po, ano po kapag, ano po, for example, ang hirap po kasi kimkimin sir ng ng nararamdaman. For example po yung sadness. Kasi po ako, nag-iipon po ako ng ganun sir. Para matitiis ko po. Kaya po pag nag-burst out po, parang kawawa po ako na sobra. Parang hirap, ang bigat po.
Kaya parang gradually dapat inilalabas mo
Opo,
by parang nurturing
legit
yung
po.
pain. Okay. Kasi ibang tao talagang they try to hide the pain, 'di ba? Tas thinking na it will subside, pero lalong bumibigat lang 'di ba? Pero at least in your case, you face off your you face your pain up front, 'di ba? By listening or watching mga ganon. And it works pala for you talaga, no? Okay, that's great. Kasi, ano ba, wala naman akong rough na experience. Pero, yeah, for example, job hunting, di ba? Job hunting abroad, when I was in abroad. Ang hirap makahanap ng trabaho. Thinking I have a master's degree, parang ang hirap makahanap ng work dati. Well, nasa Dubai ako nito, so kasi mga Pilipino mga kupal dun minsan, eh. Pero yeah, I was really having a hard time. Puro sidelines ako. I waited tables, dishwasher, kargador, you name it. Lahat ng sidelines pinatulan ko na dati. Pero I can't really land a decent job. So yun parang yun talagang ano na ako, depressed na ako no'n. So minsan hindi ako maalis ng bahay, nagkukulong din ako sa apartment. Yun, bad trip, 'di ba? So siyempre walang love life no, 'di ba? My then girlfriend broke up with me. Tas kasi dine-date na niya yung coworker niya no'n. So parang doble-doble yung depression ko no'n. And it was watching watching a TV show, actually downloading via torrent a TV show called Smallville. Have you heard of Smallville before? Sobrang luma na, eh, 'no? That's before CW Arrow came. Smallville yung uso. It went for 12 seasons or 12 years, parang gano'n tagal. So, yun, parang watching or parang torrenting and then watching it on my uncle's laptop, parang kahit paano was therapy for me. It's a superhero TV show, yes, pero parang gumaan yung pakiramdam ko na, yeah, parang na-disregard ko na rin yung problema sa buhay or sa work and sa love life. And eventually, I was on my feet again and then started applying again. And then eventually, nakahanap nga or I was able to land a job as a marketer. Parang ganon. Hindi siya happy ending kasi naghihirap pa rin ako doon. Pero it was able to have me survive the rough times talaga. And that is therapy, 'di ba? So kayo iba-ibang way natin of therapy. Merong they face on their pains, their sorrows head front like Marcos. Merong iba tao naman na as much as possible gusto lang nilang mag-subside yung pain, mawala or mabawasan yung pain by ignoring it, by parang rebound, 'di ba? Your to focus or to shift your focus to something else, parang ganun. That's still therapy, 'di ba? So, yeah, art is therapeutic. So, however you use your art or however you consume your art, it should serve as a therapy for us or for everyone. Last but not the least, for functions of art, we have personal and social. So, like communicative and expressive, um, art will help us be more personal and social. Hindi siya expressive lang or social lang na you get to talk to more people. But rather, it can also help you know more about yourself. Diba? Like, if not for our activities, if not for our discussions, you won't be able to tell na, ay, mimetic pala ako. Hindi ko na-realize yun. Ay, gusto ko pala yung horror films kahit takot na takot ako o kahit lagi kong tinatakpan yung mata ko, pero I love watching horror films. Um, what does it say about my character? What does it say about my personality? Diba? So, with art, it will help you reflect on things, personal or social. Diba? You can you can rethink how your connections with other people. Should I let them go? Should I hold on? Should I value this connection more? Parang ganon. And syempre, yun, you can reflect also kung ito bang situation ko, is it beneficial for me or is it harder for me kung if I continue with this kunyari, relationship or will I continue with this career path? Parang ganon. It will make you ponder on things. Okay? So, those are the 5 functions of art. And in connection, purposes work the same way. Hindi ba lang yung term? Pero ang purpose is something na you find useful. You find a specific purpose, not really function, but purpose ng art sa buhay natin. The first one is beauty, ugliness, and truth. Diba? Hindi siya function talaga kasi, again, beauty is subjective. Pero, you would know your preferred beauty, your preferred ugliness, and the truth when you when you appreciate or when you study arts, 'di ba? Ngayon, you would know, ano ba, kunyari, am I into chinito boys? Am I into tall, dark, and handsome boys? Am I into chinita or morena or mestiza girls? Am I into gaming or am I just fond of colors or gadgets or visuals? 'Di ba? Nalalaman niyo kung ano talaga yung sense or yung meaning ng beauty for you, 'di ba? When I went to BGC recently for a photo walk, picture picture, ganun ganon. Tapos I find myself parang bored. Yeah, I love the symmetry, I love the lines sa 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 mismong BGC, sa mismong business district, 'di ba? Pero I remembered mas marami akong na-pictureang marami akong shots when I went to Binondo. Yung mga nitty-gritty, yung mga dirty alleys, yung mga streets na ano, may mga squatters area. Mas marami akong pictures doon. So for me, mas I find more sense of beauty with urban or with rural settings rather than urban. Para sa akin lang yun, again, beauty is subjective. So para sa akin, mas marami akong naging shots, mas marami akong nakitang beautiful sceneries sa rural areas rather than sa mga skyscrapers, sa may mga 20 floor buildings, mga ganon. Siyempre, ugliness is the same. Diba? If you started learning or appreciating beauty, you get to appreciate ugly or at least disassociate with ugliness. Diba? So, ayaw mo na pala ng mga ganong looks, ganong ugali. Diba? Meron tayo dito, kunyari, may friends kayo, parang sumasama lang siya pag libre, 'di ba? You find na it's an ugly characteristic pala, 'di ba? So you will some people you may know may find themselves disassociating with that kind of person. So again, you're not really discriminating pero you're trying to hindi mo naman sila i-unfriend pero kahit paano alam mo na pangit yung ugali. Parang gano'n. You will elaborate, you will find more meaning to your relationships with people talaga when you study arts. So that's the first purpose. Yan, to learn the beauty, ugliness, and truth. The second one, immortality, glory, and religion. These are for creators. You guys. Um, Tourism, nasa CTHM college kayo, um, service oriented kayo. Some of you will want to become or will want to become part of the industry and make a name for themselves. I want to be, kunyari si Andre, I want to be the best tour guide for international tour guide. Kunyari, um, Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, gusto mo ikaw yung sikat na tour guide, kunyari. Or for example, si Ray naman, gusto niya pinakakilalang tour agency or travel agency sa Manila, 'di ba? Na siya yung nagpapadala ng mga turista sa Afghanistan, sa Iraq, 'di ba? Joke lang. Pero alam mo yun, you want to be something special or you want to make a mark sa industry kabibilangan nyo. Diba? Hindi lang yung tipong gusto kong maging best boyfriend or maging best girlfriend para sa boyfriend or girlfriend ko. But no, syempre sa career, gusto mo ma-immortalize yung name nyo. Ma-immortalize yung ginawa nyo. Kasi it will create meaning, it will create significance yung mga ginawa nyo, yung mga hardships nyo. That will create a name for yourself, diba? Hindi lang porket maganda, gwapo, ganon. Celebrities have that dilemma. Minsan, celebrities bank on their looks, pero eventually, looks will fade and they really have to bank on their talent talaga. Diba? Like, yun nga, na-mention naman namin ni Patricia, si Catherine Bernardo, she's been in the industry for a long time, pero doon talaga nag-shine yung niya, yung talent niya sa Hello, Love, Goodbye. And basically, among the many movies ni Catherine Bernardo na napanood ko, Hello, Love, Goodbye talaga yung tumatak sa akin. So, that's immortality. Diba? Same with you guys. You would want to be known for something. Um, yan ako ang tanging achievement ko or tanging goal ko before to immortalize my name is I was the youngest doctorate degree holder sa NU. I've been in the in I mean I've been in NU for around 14 years, 15 years. Tas I'm the youngest by then. Ngayon I'm one of the oldest na. Ayaw na sabihin edad ko, pero yun nga. I was the youngest doctorate degree holder. Para sa akin, na-immortalize yun. Even those people who were no longer part of NU, alam nila na parang I was one of the youngest bosses that they had before. Yung tipong senior na sila, tapos ang boss nila parang 30 years old, 29 years old, parang ganun. So parang that's an achievement for me. So syempre, sobrang babaw pa ako mag-isip noon. So para sa akin achievement 'yon. Glory is the same as immortality. So you want the luxury of yun nga, of a title, of something na na-achieve nyo, di ba? Whether superficial, whether important, gusto nyo may glory. Kasi that's what makes us human eh. You have to have some sort of achievement. Di ba sa family, kunyari naiahon nyo sa hirap ang family nyo. That's glory, di ba? You may not become famous for that, pero di ba, pride, proudest moment yun eh, na iahon nyo sa hirap yung magulang nyo, na ipag-aral nyo yung kapatid nyo, na pag-aral nyo yung sarili nyo. Again, if you're not helping your family, you're at least helping yourself na hindi maging burden sa pamilya nyo. Pwedeng ganun, guys. That's also a help na mabibigay nyo sa magulang nyo, di ba? Being a scholar means that your parents can use the family money for your younger siblings, 'di ba? That's help pa rin. That's an achievement and that's glory, 'di ba? Being a scholar, 'di ba? It's a blessing and at the same time it's a luxury that you are maintaining. That's glory. Um and religion is not the religious belief that we have, but religion as in you have your faith with you, 'di ba? Naniniwala ka sa faith either to yourself, to your friends, to your colleagues. May faith ka sa kanila. Okay? So syempre religious belief is a different thing. Lalo na if you're agnostic, wala kang religion talaga. Pero yun nga, I try to understand religion as the faith that you have or the faith or at least the process of providing or giving faith to an idea, 'di ba? Either to someone, to a cause, 'di ba? I believe that yun nga, I believe that NU is kahit na syempre NU is a business pero I still believe that NU is geared towards yun nga, helping people pa rin despite na medyo nagmamahal na yung mga tuition, pero still I still believe that NU is what I knew NU before, that they're helping out people. Syempre, under SM group of companies, ibang way na. So syempre now their way of helping is for hiring or is hiring good faculty members, 'di ba? Unlike dati na parang kung sino-sino lang yung hire nila and nagpapa-graduate sila just for the sake of having students graduate kahit na minsan hindi natututo, gano'n. Dati gano'n ang NU and that's the help that they are doing before, 'di ba? But now they are they are stricter, they are hiring better faculty members, hiring qualified researchers to make NU, yun nga, parang kahit paano at par with our top universities dito sa Philippines or even in Asia, 'di ba? So that's the faith that excuse lang. Yeah, sorry about that. So nag-mute lang ako. Okay. So that's the faith that I have for NU. So in a way, may faith pa rin despite a different perspective na pero yun, I still believe that NU is still doing its best helping out. Diba? Not just the faculty but also the students. Ideology and fantasy. So, ganun, part pa rin ng ideology yung religion na mention ko. So, um, you will create your ideal world, ideal life, 'di ba? In a way that's fantasy, 'di ba? Kahit na hindi ka realistic pero that's your ano eh anong term doon? Um yung fantasy nyo of an ideal world, what do you call that? Ay, video game yung lumabas. What? Ano yung term ng perfect world nan? Perfect world. Di ba may tawag doon sa perfect world? Ideal world. Ano nga yan? Nakalimutan na. Nakalimutan ko na rin. Anyhow, yan. Ayun, yun pala. Utopia. Di ba? That's an ideal world where, yun, syempre, the world functions how you see fit, di ba? Or how you like it, di ba? So, tayo, meron tayong, syempre may mga frustrations in life tayo. Pero, you have your ideal world wherein, yun, things go according to your plan, di ba? So, you graduate, yeah, with honors, tas you land a good job. That's the ideal world that you want to live in, di ba? So, yun, in a way, that ideal world will remain a fantasy unless you make do of what you can para ma-achieve mo yung goal na yun. And it sets an objective para sa inyo. It sets yung a sort of goal para sa atin, di ba, na ito yung gusto ko eh. So, hopefully, gusto kong mangyari rin to. Kasi if not, I don't know what to do with life. Parang ganon. So yeah, ideology and fantasy can make us yun, kahit paano construct or develop our goal in life or short-term or long-term goals, di ba? Siyempre, di ba, minsan fantasizing something is helpful or minsan it's not, di ba? Lalo na siyempre if you're combining fantasy with no ano, di ba? Anong term doon? 80% perspiration and 90% perspiration and 10% inspiration. Di ba? Hindi baligtad na 90% yung inspiration, 10% yung perspiration. Hindi ka naghihirap, puro ka lang wish, puro ka lang dream, di ba? Whereas you don't really work hard for your goal. So, you have to balance out the fantasy that you have or at least the goal that you have and yan, try to to determine if it's doable or it's realizable or not. Then from there, yan, you work for it, 'di ba? Next, intellect and emotion. So syempre, 'di ba? Some trivial stuff that you find that you learn along the way can help you in the long run. Others are stock knowledge na useless. Pero nevertheless, 'di ba, it's fun to know a lot of things, 'di ba? It's fun to know na yun nga, when you touch a boiling water, you get third-degree burn, parang ganon. 'Di ba? You don't have to know that, you don't have to experience that, pero it's important to know na you'll get affected, you'll get hurt, 'di ba? You'll get burned pag ginawa ka yung kumukulong tubig or dinip niyo yung kamay niyo sa kumukulong tubig, 'di ba? Sometimes you learn through experience. Others, yan, syempre, by learning, by being in the actual world, di ba? By experiencing it, by learning it secondhand, di ba? Mga secondhand information. So that's intellect. Emotion, syempre, you will learn the right kind of emotion to convey or that to experience, di ba? Madali naman yung intellect and emotion. Self-explanatory na. Now, next, order, harmony, and chaos. So, sino dito? I would want to know nga eh, kung sino dito yung malinis ang kwarto. If you're sharing your room with your siblings, can you describe your bedroom? Or at least your side of the bedroom? Maayos ba yung kwarto nyo? Magulo ba? Um, Pristine ba? Di ba? Some people have a messy room. For others, yung perspective ng ibang tao, messy yung room nila. Pero for the owner of that room, or at least that side of the room, we call it organized chaos. Diba? Magulo lang siya tignan, pero, diba, alam mo kung saan nandun yung gamit nyo. Alam nyo kung saan hahanapin nyo. Diba? Unlike pag organized na, tas, ay, asan nga ba yung stapler ko? Tas hindi mo na alam kung saan nakalagay yung stapler nyo. Basta maayos yung kwarto, that's it. Pero it's not functional for you. Diba? So, ang order, harmony, and chaos is also subjective para sa atin. Minsan, magulo yung kwarto natin just because it looks unruly lang from a different set of eyes. Pero para sa atin, it's functional kasi alam nyo kagad kung saan yung kailangan nyo kasi it's within reach. Tapos yung mga hindi masyadong relevant or hindi masyadong useful, nasa medyo malayong kalat. Diba? Tas unorganized chaos, 'di ba? Sa office minsan gano'n, magulo yung desk, 'di ba? That's why whenever I kahit paano roam around the faculty room, I check out the desks of my faculty members. May nakikita ako may malinis na desk. May nakikita ako sobrang unruly, sobrang gulo. Minsan may makikita ako na parang ginawa na lang yung tambakan yung desk niya. As in, hindi na siya makapaglagay ng laptop sa sa desk niya. So, again, to each his own, 'di ba? So minsan it works for them, minsan it's not. Pero syempre, yun nga, I try to balance out that kind of creative mind with syempre a pleasing environment. Ayoko naman magmukhang basurahan yung faculty room. Basta enough lang yung gulo, organized chaos nga. So, sino sa inyo yung gano'n? Yung magulo yung room, pero you find it more useful. You find it more functional pag gano'n yung room nyo or gano'n yung workplace nyo for those who are working here. Hello, Ray. Mr. Quadra. Sino kaya online pa? Sino nag Sino may online work dito or part-time job dito during the pandemic? Jasmine, are you around?
Sir,
Ayun, Ray, pre. Sige, si Ray muna. Ray, may work ka ba?
wala po sir. Ano lang po, nag-study pa lang po.
Okay, good, good, good. Pre, may ka-share ka ba sa kwarto mo?
Ano po sir?
May ka-share ka ba sa kwarto mo? Tinutulugan mo? Meron ba?
Dati po sir, pero ngayon po sir, wala na po kasi nakikitiran na lang po ako.
Okay, okay. So, kung kailan ka nakikitira, may sarili ka ng kwarto, ganun?
Hindi po sir, dati po nung nandun pa po ako sa probinsya, may sarili po ang kwarto.
Ngayon,
Ngayon po, wala na po.
nasa ka na ngayon? Sa Maynila ka ba ngayon?
Yes po sir.
Sinong kasama mo sa kwarto?
Yung kuya ko po sir,
Okay. Pareho ba kayo nag-aaral o may work na siya?
pareha po sir, nag-aaral pa po.
Anong year nung kuya mo?
Second year na po siya ngayon sir. Tapos ako
Puta, hindi pala masyado magkalayo edad nyo, ganun.
po sir.
Ngayon, pre, di ba magkatabi ba kayo ng kama o isang kama lang ba kayo o separate? Parang double deck ba tawag doon?
Marit po sir. Double deck po.
Okay. So, isa side ng kwarto mo or side ng kama mo, can you describe, maayos ba ang kama mo? Maayos ba yung area mo? O sino mas maayos na side ng kwarto? Yung sa kuya mo o sa'yo?
Ano po sir, para sa akin po, parang ako po kasi po, parang hindi po ako para pong naguguluhan po ako pag magulo po yung paligid ko.
Nagugulan kapag magulo yung kwarto, yung area mo. Okay.
Po,
Sa
pag
kuya mo.
nag-aaral po, ganun po, pag ano po ako sa mga studies ko po, yung mga lecture po, yung parang binabasa ko po, parang mas gusto ko po talagang malinis po yung ano po, yung paligid ko po.
Okay. Ang tawag kay Ray is OC, yung mga obsessive compulsive, yung tipong hindi makapag-concentrate sa pag-aaral or kung ano yung kailangan niya gawin unless maayos yung paligid niya. That's great, di ba? Sino dito naman yung magulo ang kwarto? Usually magulo yung kwarto ko eh. Magulo yung kwarto ko talaga dati when I was single. So parang ang gulo niya. Ngayon, yung kapatid ko ngayon, may sariling kwarto, magulo rin. Parang pareho kami magulo. Pero para sa I find it more conducive nung when I was studying, kung nag-aaral man talaga ako, compared to ngayon organized na masyado. So ngayon may konting kalat-kalat pa rin. Itong desk ko, this desk for a work from home setup, it's 80 by 40 na foldable table lang. Tapos may laptop, may mic, may mouse, tapos may para akong tripod or monopod for my camera or my webcam. Ngayon, hindi siya maayos lagi. Laging may kalat dito, may chichirya dito. Pero I find it more comfortable. 'Di ba? Sino naman yung ganoon dito? Siyempre ngayon, sa workplace lang to kasi live tayong nag-uusap. Pero siyempre after work, inaayos ko naman. Parang pack up before 5, yun, organized naman siya inaayos para the next day, magsisimula maayos, tapos magugulo ulit. So, yun, para kahit pa paano, katulad kay Ray, gaganahan ka magtrabaho kasi maayos muna. Tapos habang tumatagal sa klase, gumugulo o kumakalat yung lamesa ko. Sino dito yung kabaligtaran naman ni Ray? parang katulad ko na magulo, makalat. Let's have see who's this raising his hand. Joseph. Hello, MJ.
Yes, sir. Makalat po ako sa kwarto eh.
Are you living alone sa room or may kasama ka katulad ni
May
Ray?
sarili po akong kwarto.
Oh, pabor. Okay, sige, can you describe yung room mo? Paanong, pandemya ang nagaganap sa kwarto mo, pre?
Kalat-kalat po, kunyari po. Pero maayos naman po ng mga bedsheets ko ng ayos ng mga Pero nung mga gamit ko po, katulad ng mga gitara ko, ng mga bag po, notebooks, mga ganun. Parang kung saan-saan lang po nakalagay. Pero di naman po sobrang sakit sa mata, pero makalat.
Mm. Yan yun, tinatawag natin organized chaos. Pag alam mong, may hanapin ka sa bagay, alam mo kagad kung nasaan, di ba?
Opo.
Kaya
Hindi po.
nagigitara ka, di ba? Alam mo na kagad kung saan dadamputin. Yung online classes mo, saan nagaganap? Sa kwarto mo o sa labas ng kwarto mo?
Dito lang po sa sala namin.
Sa sala. So after class, bumabalik ka na sa kwarto mo, bumabalik ka na sa gulo ng kwarto mo.
Pero minsan po sa kwarto ko lang rin. Depende po sa mood, sir.
Wala ka bang setup sa sala? Talagang laptop lang din or phone?
Laptop po, tapos minsan phone. Ngayon po phone gamit ko.
Kaya lakad-lakad ka lang kung saan sa kwarto, sa bahay nyo, no?
Ako lang po.
Tama yun. So again, yan, to each our own talaga. So yung kalat na yun, kalat for other people, it can be functional or it can be, yun nga, useful, di ba? Like yung kasama ni MJ. And others, katulad naman sa amin ni Ray, yun, ako I start with an organized desk talaga sa umpisa. Pero during class, kumakalat na yan, may mga mani dyan, may candy wraps, ganun. Kaya ngayon, may basurahan na ako sa desk ko. Ayoko na mag-turn on ng camera, sorry. Pero, yun, may basurahan. May mini trash can ako dyan for mga chichirya habang nagsasalita or habang naghihintay ng next class ko, kumakain ako, ganun. So, yun, I don't have the luxury of really stopping kasi, and as you can see naman, during synchronous or asynchronous, I do my recordings talaga. So, yeah. Okay, next is experience and memory. So, yan, some people are afraid to fail. A lot of people are afraid to fail talaga. Pero, with art, you will learn that if you don't have any experience, you won't fail. And if you don't fail, you won't succeed, di ba? So, again, art teaches us na, yun nga, it doesn't have to matter yun nga, if you fail or not. What is important is the experience. Kasi, yun, there will be no character development. So I'm a film student, I'm a book lover. So I really want character developments. So minsan, yun nga, I try a lot of things, 'di ba? Nag-networking na ako, nag-call center na ako, nag-abroad ako kahit hindi ko kailangan mag-abroad. I try a lot of things kasi yun, I want na kunyari 15-10 years from now or from back then, I would have no regrets whether I fail at something or not. Ayokong nagre-regret ako. I don't want to imagine myself 10 years from now saying or thinking na what could have been? What could have been if I did not go abroad? What could have been if I did not apply in a BPO company? What if I didn't apply for a doctorate degree? Yeah. So, yun. I have had a lot of shares of field experiences then. So, after my doctorate degree, I studied a different masters sa Ateneo, which I did not continue. I stopped. Siguro I was 9 units shy of graduating, but because that 9 units is compre and thesis, hindi ko na tinapos 'yon. Ang kinuha ko lang units na importante is suitable for what I want, which is ayan, film, um photography, social issues, um, yan, production subjects. Yung mga ganun lang yung gusto ko. When it comes to research, when it comes to objective exam, hindi ko na tinuloy. So, yan, para sa akin, I failed. I failed as a student or as an Atenean noong time na yan. Pero, yeah, parang it's fun for me. Kaya para sa akin, experience yan. So, it's fun. Lalo na syempre with my ano man tawag dito, with my family or lineage, ako lang yung nakatapak sa atin eh. So, para sa akin, parang success story na yun, even if I did not graduate. Para sa akin, achievement na yun, na parang, hindi ko nga alam, nag-graduate ako ng college, how much more makatapak ako sa Ateneo, di ba, sa student. So, yeah, that's experience, di ba? So, parang, when you look back, recalling the times na nag-aral ako sa Ateneo, parang it was fun, di ba? I was classmates with popular students na kilala nyo. Sino ba yung mga kilala nyo sa Ateneo? So, yun, classmates ko sila. Parang, kaya paano, bragging rights na rin. And in a way, it's a fun experience na parang sa tanda akong to, naging classmate ko yung mga yun. Tapos, syempre, I really love the subjects. TV and prod subjects sa Ateneo is top-notch kasi our facility is kahit paano donated by ABS-CBN. So parang kung ano yung studio sa ABS, ganun yung studio namin doon. It was a fun experience. Siyempre, I've had experiences naman na did not go well, 'di ba? So when I went abroad, it's a failed entry. So I was there for a year. I was not able to maintain my work. Nakaaway ko pa yung boss ko kasi lang yung ano to, lang yung Iranian yung mga boss eh. Sorry, may Iranian ba ito? Wala naman siguro, no? Pero yun, pero nakapag nenok naman ako ng mga gadget. I was a marketing executive for an electronics gadget. Tapos ano, basta ano, kupal yung mga kupal yung boss ko. So kupal din ako ng time na yun. So, yeah, it was fun, 'di ba? Pero I'm not saying this to encourage you to be kupal in real life. I'm just saying na parang yan, I've had ups and downs din na experiences, and yan, now it helped those failed experiences kahit paano molded me to a better, hindi naman best person that I am now, pero kahit paano, to a better version of myself. Ganun. And syempre, each and every experience that you will be having will eventually lead to the best version of yourself then. Unless you do not care about yourself. Pero, yun nga, if you happen to care about yourself, care what you will be in the future or in the long run, try to experience those failures and successes, and it will kahit paano, it will mold you to become a different person entirely. Something that you are not, well, you did not expect. Hopefully for the better naman, not for the worst. Social and cultural context. So, yeah, I may be a better communicator in English rather than in Filipino, pero that does not make me a less Filipino. Um, and well, with art, I appreciated Pinoy works now. Um, I have this website called uglywriters.com. It's supposed to be a blog website ko, but because it became a bit popular, nagkaroon ng maraming writers, nagkaroon ng maraming contributors, hanggang naging renowned siya. Hindi naman siya super renowned, pero it has it has a good following in the US, in other Asian countries, in Canada. Tapos nawalan ako ng mga Filipino readers and writers. Puro foreigners. Kaya parang, even if I am more successful, or even if the brand is more successful abroad rather than in the Philippines, nalungkot ako kasi my main goal is to really encourage Filipino readers or writers to read or to write, 'di ba? In that platform. Pero dahil mas marami nagbabasang foreigners, marami mas nagsusulat na foreigners, parang nawalan ako ng gana masyado. So, yun, medyo nakaka-disappoint kasi yeah, it became kahit papaano my advocacy to really help support Filipino writers and readers alike. So yun, 'di ba? May cultural context na pala ako. I did not expect it to go that way. Gusto ko lang makapag-share ng mga writings ko na hindi ko naman na-share in my Facebook and my other social media platforms kasi syempre andun yung family members, andun yung coworkers, 'di ba? So yung mga musings ko, yung mga thoughts ko na hindi ko na-share on my social media, doon ko sinishare. Pero medyo sumikat siya. Tapos yun, eventually nagkaroon ako ng advocacy, cultural or social advocacy. Eventually you will have or you will build your own, 'di ba? Yan, as tourism specialist, maybe your focus, or you will focus on local destinations, local ang tawag ito, tourists, heading to the Philippines, parang gano'n, baligtad. Instead of you are you're a tourism or tour agency na nagpapalabas ng tao to go to tourist destination sa ibang bansa, you accept foreigners to visit the Philippines. Parang gano'n kung may visa man or wala, 'di ba? At least tour guide or at least um you do the may mga gano'n, 'di ba? Yung mga naggagawa ng mga agendas or itinerary for foreigners visiting the Philippines, parang gano'n. Puwedeng gano'n 'yun. So, 'yun, you don't have to be a good communicator, you don't even have to talk in Filipino or in Tagalog para magkaroon ng cultural context or magkaroon ng social context sa buhay natin. Pero eventually you will find out na you're leaning towards that. Hindi man ikaw nagsasalita, 'di ba? Again, even if you're speaking in English, you can still show your kahit paano your patriotic side pa rin naman or at least your social um socially responsible side pa rin naman, parang ganun. Lastly, for pop culture and decoration, so aesthetics. So, yeah, it's nice that you're in the know or in trend, even if you're not following the trend, pero you're familiar with the trend, with what's happening. Diba? Nowadays, guys, essential goods is not just food, not just clothing, but computers. Diba? Nakita nyo sa IATF, IATF, AITF, IATF guidelines, mga stores like Lenovo, Samsung, Apple, namayagpag sila during the pandemic. Why? Kasi it was now considered an essential item or essential goods ng computer ngayon. Um, stores selling mics, headphones, tripods, cameras, even SLRs or mirrorless, mas namayagpag sila ngayon kasi pop culture na siya. And it's part of the necessities during the pandemic talaga. And yun, hindi nyo malalaman yun unless you're in the know, di ba? Or at least you're updated in social media with friends who are updated, at least second-hand info man lang. So yun, those are basically the purposes of art na in a way connected with our functions pero ito is more subjective. Diba? The intellect, the beauty, immortality, the experiences, these are all subjective. Na kahit paano, yun, you will derive function or benefit from. Okay? So hopefully guys, wala naman tayong exclusive na PowerPoint for this. You can check out the linked reference material pero yun lang din yung content niya. Pero you can watch the video, the YouTube video on the web or on the link that I provided. And syempre, yun, derive your own version of purpose or function if you have a different one, di ba? Pero para sa akin, yun lang din yung purpose or function na derive ko till now, di ba? So hopefully I can hear more from you guys on Thursday. Hopefully wag mag-brown out. Utang na daw sana wag mag-brown out next meeting. Okay? Guys, it's almost 1 o'clock din pala. Pasensya na. And see you guys all or hear from you all on Thursday. Thank you everyone and have a great day. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
Thank
Thank
Thank you,
you.
you.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Bye guys.